Love it or hate it? We are talking fruitcake, my friends. So what do you say about this Christmas staple?
I've actually never had it. I was just telling Chad, when I see it, it looks like a cake with gummy bears.
It does.
That is a good description, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never had it.
You've never had it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it until I had Southern Supreme fruitcake, and now I can't like I like that one, but I don't like any of the other ones.
Well, funny that you should say that, because we have a little snippet of his trip to Southern Supreme.
When we first started, we had to convince people to try our fruitcake.
Even her family wasn't fully on board right away.
Said, if y'all help me get my little fruitcake business off the ground, I'll give you part of it. So, sure, Mom, that's what we want to be, is fruitcake magnets.
Despite the skepticism, they agreed to make this a family affair.
And it started out in my sister's single-car garage. My daddy converted it over into a small kitchen.
The process starts at the massive mixing bowl where butter, sugar, flour, and eggs create the base.
Now he's adding the walnuts and the pecans, and when we say there's more nuts than fruit, we mean there's more nuts than fruit.
Seriously.
In a 300-pound batch of fruitcake, there's 95 pounds of pecans and walnuts.
Once it's combined, the mixture is spread into pans and put into the oven.
All right, so it's fruitcake that's really a nut cake. That's why you like it. Now, there are some pieces of fruit on it, because I see that at the top.
But the candied fruit.
But it's not like it's like just full of all that candied fruit stuff.
So it's candied fruit, or is it like a dried mango, a dried apricot? Like, what kind of fruit is in a fruit cake?
It's kind of like your gummy, kind of like what you were talking about, but it's a little bit more, it's not as soft. Okay, so now my mom makes a version of fruitcake-ish that she brought back with her from Germany when my parents were stationed overseas, and it's called Stollen, as in on this box you see Christ stolen. Okay, so it's their version of a fruitcake that they do during Christmas time. To me, though, it's more like a yeast bread. This is the cake, right? That doesn't look like a cake to you, does it? Looks like it's more like a yeast bread that's a little sweet. It has nuts, it has some dried fruits, and then it has all that powdered sugar on top, and you eat like a long sliver of it.
Looks tasty.
I feel like it might be good with wine.
What isn't?
Everything goes with wine.
I would eat that for sure.
Yeah, and I like it with coffee and stuff like that. So, by the way, fruitcake in some form or fashion dates all the way back to the Roman times.
And some of it is still around in the grocery store.
Yeah, and I see it. It's looking like gummy bears in bread.
Okay, love it or hate it, you can chime in on the Facebook, of course.